Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corpse Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
This is Dad from Devil Daddy.
This is Odorous from War. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Welcome to Rabid Noise on Rabid Radio, proudly supported by RW Promotion. I'm your host, Nev. The track you just heard was Master of Puppets from Metallica, the classic track from the album Master of Puppets. And my guest on the program tonight is my buddy Boyd Knight from the Four Horsemen. What's going on, man?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on the show, man. It's pretty good to talk to you at least.
Yeah, man. It's awesome you could join us, dude, because of course, we played together a couple of weeks ago at the Bright Side, and man, you guys were just phenomenal. The Metallica tribute, I've seen some bands do it, but nowhere near as well as what you have. It sounded phenomenal, dude.
Oh, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. I think that's what we try to separate ourselves from, some of the other tribute bands that have been in there in the past, is that we try to get into, the detail behind it, not just, hey, we're playing songs for money, Yeah, no, it's quite good to actually get back out there. I think that was the first time in 10 years that I was actually fronting a band. So.
Oh, wow, man.
It's actually good to hear feedback like that. It's awesome.
Oh, dude, everyone was just talking about it, like even after, saying how great it was and how, not even Metallica play that tight these days.
Man, I don't know about that.
Well, man, it was really, really tight. And, how long's the project been going for?
I've been actually looking for members for probably close to, a year and a half, just about. There's another tribute band that was going around for a while, and they sort of seemed to die down for, doing shows and all that sort of stuff. So I thought, well, bugger it, if those guys aren't doing anything, I think, it's time that I stepped up to the plate. And, being the fan that I am, anyone that has had anything to do with me knows that, I've got sort of an OCD on the thing, So, I thought, all right, I've got to put up an ad. So, and then, found a drummer. I knew a bass player from way back when, Dudley. And, Chris Cavallero, the drummer, actually hooked up with us. We had another guitarist at that point for a little bit, and things didn't quite, seem to work out. So he went his way, and we're on the hunt for another guitarist. And then, Nick actually joined us, and he was from the previous tribute band who, he sort of said, look, I'm all for it, man. And I said, just as long as everyone's got passion. I mean, what more can we ask for, So it's quite good to actually get all four members on the same page. It's excellent. That's
unreal, man. So would you say that was like the Mustaine Kirk Hammett transition?
Oh yeah, kind of. I mean, I know that we were all traveling back. We were actually driving back from the Sunshine Coast, and I'm getting phone calls and messages from the drummer saying, I think he's our guy. And had the bass player in the car, and he's just nodding his head, and I'm like, yeah, dude, you can't see you nodding your head. I think, you're right, he's our guy. So I think you're dead on. It was a case of the other guy sort of had a different approach, and this guy sort of seemed to step in, and well, you saw the results, man. He does it well.
Oh, definitely, man. It was unreal. It was absolutely unreal. And, it's great to hear those songs, play. Because, I mean, how often do Metallica tour Australia, really? So it's a very, very rare occasion. And, to hear someone who's passionate about it and getting up there and playing it so well, not just playing it, man, singing it as well. Like, you really embody Hetfield when you're up there.
Thank you very much, man. I tell you what, there was a couple of photos that end up being on our Facebook page, the Four Horsemen page, and I had to actually do a double take on a couple of them to go, hey, who's that guy?
I do know I've got your profile picture up. That's you, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is, man. Sure is.
When I first saw that, I was like, is that James? Is that like early 90s James? But,
yeah, doing a comparison, I put up typical story. You sort of have a few drinks, then all of a sudden you start to get a little bit silly and say, hey, look, check out this photo and compare it against this one. And you start going, yeah, it's probably not a good move, is it? To be that close, it shouldn't be.
man, it's unreal. It is uncanny. It is so crazy. Cause I mean, I've, seen a few tributes in my time, and there's always a singer that doesn't look like the dude. You know what I mean? But you look so much like James. It's insane. So, and the mustache. You got the mustache going too?
Yeah. I'm gonna start looking at the new Hetfield thing for this gig that we've got coming up next weekend. Going to shave it all off and see if I can still pull off the same looks.
Well, let's rewind, man. When did you find that you could sing like James?
I used to live about 20 minutes away from my hometown. Our family moved away a little bit and, out in a place called The Rock. It's got 1,000 people in it. And, I ended up getting a hold of a couple of unauthorized Metallica recordings on CDs. They were, I don't know whether they were Reggie-Dig bootlegged from those guys or whether it was just, no one knows about these copies. Just, you're paying for $7 or $8 worth of CD and you're thinking they wouldn't have authorized this. They sound pretty crappy, and you're singing along to the CD and you're sort of thinking, hang on, I can sort of pull that off, and then, you add in the yeahs and the, oohs and the everything else in there. And all of a sudden, it's like, ooh, hang on, I may be onto something here. So, yeah, that was back in about the mid-90s, man.
That's awesome, man. So did the playing come first or the voice?
The playing first. I first got into Metallica with old tape recordings, and all I had was the intros. And a good friend of mine sort of said to me, "Oh, you got to check out this new band." And this is like late '80s, man. And I'm putting the intros of Master of Puppets and Dyer's Eve and a few others. It's a 20-minute tape. So halfway through Dyer's Eve, oh, hang on, you got to turn the tape over.
I remember those. These kids these days don't know what it's like to shove a pencil in a tape recorder and a tape and just rewind it,
So it was trippy to sort of oh, okay, so that's the intros to this. Oh, I wonder what the rest of the song sounds like, and then you're listening to songs like One and all that sort of stuff, and around that same time the Black Album hit, and from there I was like, oh, I've got to learn as many songs as possible. I had my sister actually buy me a guitar tablature book of 5 of the best of Metallica, and Master of Puppets was on it. She's right into music and all that sort of stuff, and she says, oh, check out this, and she's opened up the book, and she's just amazed at some of the notes that we're playing. She's all classically trained and all that. And so she knows what she's looking at on the music front. I've got no idea, man. As they stated, you could put fly shit on a bit of paper, and a musician should be able to play that. I'm not a musician, man. So I ended up picking up Master of Puppets from there. And by the time she actually left, I had nearly the first half of the song down, and she was like, "Holy crap!"
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, it's nothing like, I'm a tab man. I can't read music myself.
I'm a mixture of tab and ear, man. I think that's, if you can do both, that's really good. A lot of people that go to uni and stuff for music, I say good on them, but, just make sure you've got your feel right, because as yourself, man, I mean, you can play AC/DC with 3 chords, or you can play it with the slightly slanted timing 3 chords, and that's all that makes a difference,
That's it, man. It's all about the feel. That's what rock and roll's about.
That's it, man. That's it.
So, you've picked a few tracks for us tonight because you are, of course, playing the Hard Rock Cafe in Surface this Saturday night, and you're playing the Black album from start to finish, which is going to be unreal, man.
Yeah, no, really looking forward to it. Should be good.
Yeah, man, so many people are pumped about it, dude. It's going to be so good. So, did that take a little while to master that? I mean, instead of, just, a selection of tracks, it's like an album that's, start to finish.
It's funny you should say that, because, I mean, you typically think that, hey, we're going to do a Metallica tribute thing, let's just start learning all these different tracks, and then someone has a bright idea of saying, hey, you want to play an album? Oh, crap.
Well, man, I'm sure you're definitely going to nail it, and that's a free gig too, so everyone should get along to that,
Be a good one. We've got a few surprises in store and all that sort of stuff, a couple of videos to be shown. Not only that, it's the 20th anniversary of the Hard Rock band down on the Gold Coast, so if you're local to the Gold Coast, show your support, man. Yeah,
man, it's, so many bands have come through there, and I remember when it opened, 20 years ago. And I think it's a great celebration, man, because they've always supported live music. So.
Oh, I agree. I mean, regardless whether it's acoustic duos right down to heavy rock, they're right in there, offering the best. So it's good.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, you've one of the tracks you've chosen tonight is Dyer's Eve from Justice for All.
Last track, man. Last track.
Yeah, man. So why'd you choose Dyer's Eve?
As I said, it was just one of those first full tracks that I actually got to hear from Metallica, so it sort of means a lot, especially when you're younger. You want to lock yourself in your own bedroom, and the world can go away. And for some reason that track always did it for me, where you can turn it up, and the world did go away for 5 minutes or 6 minutes, however long, so.
Man, that's awesome. Well, let's go to that track now, and we'll be back very soon with Boyd Knight on Rabid Noise.
Hey guys, just want to take a minute to give a shout out to our podcast supporters, RW Promotion, who are the best in the business when it comes to printing posters, flyers, banners, badges, business cards, you name it. They've got what it takes to help you get everything you need to help spread the word about your band or business. And with a blistering turnaround, they'll make sure you get your product ASAP. So get in touch with Richard and the team at www.rwpromotion.com.au or shoot them an email at info@rwpromotion.com.au. Also want to give a shout out to the guys at Blacklight Art and Design, who in my opinion are the Gold Coast best screen printers. So, we've gotten many band shirts and even our own Rabid Noise shirts done through these guys, and they've also got one of the fastest turnarounds I've ever seen. So all quality prints at competitive prices. So whether it's band merchandise, sporting teams, promotional garments or workwear, they've got you covered. So hit them up at www.blacklightad.com.au or email them at info@blacklightad.com.au. So big thanks to those guys for helping us to bring you this podcast each and every week, and for, of course, supporting the metal scene. So now it's back to Rabid Noise.
And we are back on Rabid Noise. We've been talking about, the Four Horsemen with you, which is your Metallica tribute, which is absolutely killing it at the moment. What are your future plans for the band? Are you going to hit the road?
We're been in talks with a few different people to see how far we can take this thing. Start off small, sort of do the Brisbane Gold Coast area, come up to the Sunshine Coast, go back down to Byron Bay, and see whether we've got any followers that we can get down there, as well as start heading west to Toowoomba, and then basically outstretch it from there, see how far up we can get. When I've been in previous Metallica tribute bands, we actually, Big Noise actually got heard up in Townsville, and they invited us up there, so we ended up doing that then. And we ended up playing a 3-hour show that night, and I can tell you now, I had no voice. We went on as an originals band and had their originals band that was Townsville based, and then come on and did a 3-hour Metallica show, and all I can remember is the amount of jugs that were on stage. So,
You're talking about beers, right?
yeah, that's it.